Hi, and welcome back. So today's topic is from compliance area, and more specifically, it's about retaliation. So in the compliance area, or rather in the code of conduct of companies, you may see a clause which says, in a well-drafted code of conduct, obviously, you may see a clause which says zero tolerance for retaliation. Now, retaliation is a very serious concept. And this concept, and in the code of conduct, whenever you see a clause which says zero tolerance for retaliation, it means that the company has zero stance for any retaliation. And usually the way retaliation works is, let's say there is a person who has raised a concern in a given department, and then the concern has been raised anonymously, confidentially through the speak up channel of the company, and this is with respect to a manager of that department, or another manager in another department, or another employee in another department. And what happens after that is that this manager, for example, starts retaliating. And retaliation can take many, many forms, and we would even say ugly forms. And the way it works is sometimes the retaliation can be in the form of dismissal, it can be in the form of unjustified dismissal, can be in the form of reduction of the salary even though the employee is working. And all of this is simply because the employee spoke up at a given moment. And somehow the manager learned about that this particular employee basically spoke up. So, and it's totally unacceptable. Moreover, in the jurisdictions, in the legislation of many countries, of many jurisdictions, actually, under the local legislation, retaliation will be forbidden with respect to people who speak up, to the so-called whistleblowers. And so keep this in mind whenever drafting compliance programs and code of conduct specifically. Pay attention to this, because it's very important to have a clause and actually in practice to enforce this clause, which will say zero tolerance for any retaliation. So hope this will be useful. Thanks for watching, and have a nice compliance.